Hello, good morning. This is Vulcan's Frontier. It's for the journey. We're in DefenseCon 2956. We couldn't continue the previous session due to scheduling conflicts and the fact that we had some downtime. But our intentions are to take some of the Crusader industries. We are on top of the RSI Perseus, the exceptional spacecraft, both in its scale and presence. We begin our journey here atop the Perseus as we explore. We'll have a look at the spacecraft and then go ahead to the Crusader Industries terminal and take some of the ships, a favorite of Focus Frontier. Journey in ambience and solitude, and hopefully we'll get to take some of the ships out, perhaps away from the hustle and bustle of the convention centers, and explore the essence that defines the journey here with Focus Frontier. This is Focus Frontier welcoming everybody aboard. Let's begin. We're in the Perseus, and let's have a look at some locations in this exceptional spacecraft. The captain's quarters, to delegate and regulate. Our intentions are, with some of the ships in the closing sessions, to have a go at the buttons, switches, ramps, levers, and mechanisms that are synonymous with the ships in the verse, the highly detailed ships. We could experience an excellent degree in fidelity. But our main focus is to explore beyond it and have a look with the ships as we take them out across the verse. So this is the decisions again, great levels in fidelity. Let's see. That opens the door, and we also have the various cameras. Classic emergency lighting and definite associated and appropriate compartment for the captain's quarters as we journey on through. This is a quick tour of the Perseus. And here we have the bridge. We've missed the RSI ship show rental window, but let's have a go again. That is a definite presence, especially compared with when you see the ship situated in the hangar. It really gives a relative size comparison with the space here in the convention center and this very impressive spacecraft. The technology just keeps getting better and better with greater fidelity, and in-depth detail defines the continuing journeys in the verse. Euphoric moments in the depth and fidelity. So that's the relay, that's the certain mechanisms. And the great thing is, each individual little compartment, it has its own dedicated animation. This rail system bringing the captain of the Perseus here to force project in the spectacular verse. Let's continue on. Let's see what we can explore. Oh, we have another patron in the verse having a look. So that's the bridge. Let's call the elevator. That's the captain's quarters. Again, we have bridge access as well as the main decks access. So let's have a look at the lower deck. So with the escape pods access, we have a potential customer. There's the main deck and the lower deck. Well, from turrets to spaces to intricacies to spaces, this exceptional spacecraft. Alas, we haven't yet had the opportunity to test it, but it's a spectacular example in detail. The detail just keeps getting greater with every iteration here, with the various ships on offer. So, our intentions are to revisit some of these ships and just really explore them in detail. Look at the details, look at their capabilities. But for now, let's see if we can hopefully try and get and ensure that we are indeed that's a very impressive spacecraft. Its presence, shapes and designs synonymous with RSI's design philosophy. The Super Hornet. Well, let's continue on to the additional hall. Hopefully the music isn't too overbearing, but we'll try to continue on with Hall 2. So we're in the Crusaders Industries. A sleek, crisp, highlighted designs of the architecture that defines the design philosophies in around the verse. Well, let's continue on as we make our way to the final hall, Hall 1, on this journey. Polished marble spaces. It does take some moments to really appreciate and be involved in the depth and detail that defines this place. In the previous session, we did conclude our session here, so let's have a wander through some of these spacecraft and then get to the Crusader. So here we have the Alpha Wolf. The style and impeccably precise design of the Alpha Wolf is a showcase for Kruger, but a battle-ready hunt. To hunt or alone or in packs with a powerful array of armaments, including two bespoke S4 lasers. Tilly's livery for the Wolf features a vibrant electric blue base and red tail section. Again, reflections are telltale evolution and fidelity. Very shiny spacecraft. Let's see what it looks like as we climb inside. It's certainly impressive, especially the steps receding and hidden in the design structure of this Alpha Wolf. Coupled with the classical music, a quintessential fusion of both convention luxury and classical ambience, really emphasizing the pristine nature of these bespoke luxury spacecraft. I always love the little mechanisms that operate and are part of some of the spacecraft that are featured. One of them looks like a more battle-ready variant. It's the light fighter. Just to make sure the volume is okay. So we have the Basher, a real put together spacecraft, quite literally put together. We've got the Cutlass design of this spacecraft. Well, it definitely looks like a kit solution. Again, it's got exceptional character. Let's have a look inside. Well, this is certainly an impressive spacecraft. And a lever this time. Well, that's most definitely something that's uniquely impressive, defining the essence of different design styles, specifically one that looks like it's been assembled from and salvaged from so many parts. A ship with character. That is most definitely an impressive space. This is the toilet. Well, they've certainly... it's a definite makeshift solution for your toilet visits. Well, this is definitely something, a ship with character, although I would hope that the bucket and the various bits and pieces are secured down as this quantum drives through the verse. But again, different styles, and this one certainly makes up for that. Okay, let's go on ahead and have a look. This is the M80. Again, sleek movements and moments, and this is definitely something more of the luxurious style. Let's walk up into the M80. Well, it's definitely a very impressive spacecraft. Although I'm not sure where the... Yes, and the door entry acts as your pathway to your bunk here. Again, emphasizing luxury and individual spaces. And even the retraction and smooth movements of the various engineering spaces, the glass retraction, various mechanisms. A mission here with Vulcan's Frontier to open every switch and click. That really emphasizes what it is to be part of this engrossing space. Well, let's have a go and take a seat at the M80. With the classical music, it really provides definite eloquence and ambience to the environment, a specific subtlety, a quintessential luxury that is felt and seen in all the different environments, the ship environments, convention spaces. The M80, redefining a sense of luxury. So let's go on and have a look. Once you step down, it's certainly a wonderful thing to be able to test some of these ships on various planets. Really get a sense in how they behave, their ambience. When you couple that silent space with the light of a dawn or a dusk in around the verse, and especially when you put it through its paces and more action-orientated tasking as well. It really emphasizes a key aspect to these spacecraft. Okay, let's go on to the 125A. This is a nice slate-style Explorer. And this is the kind of lighting that indeed Focus Frontier is indeed particularly fond of as we retract and close the door. It never ceases to get old, the different mechanisms that are involved, especially now with the engineering module. Okay, after this we're going to head to the Crusader Industries and explore, but this gives a spectacular range in visibility. This definitely is something to consider a purchase. I wonder what company this... This is Origin. And again, an amazing range in visibility and luxury, with some cargo space as well. Again, the design philosophies in each of these spaces are just spectacular. Especially the little mechanisms, the subtleties in the intricate detail in how these doors open and close, from indeed levers and ramps to intricate mechanisms that really add to the fidelity and immersion. This is definitely something to consider. Let's close the door from the outside, see how that works. And that is indeed superb. The Origin Jump Works Light Fighter. It's a luxury refinement you've come to expect. With an air fuel system, 125A has been designed for the discerning maverick. The sleek black slate camo livery that we take out with a surprise without compromising on style. The eloquence in the range and ships here, in the definite, most exquisite displays that are available here. Well, we had a bit of a run through with Perseus, and obviously with various other ships, having a look at their detail and mechanisms. We'll have a deeper dive into some of these ships as we journey on through, but it's just brilliant practice in the definite and most engrossing style, the space of both ambience and luxury, as it is always the case with these DefenseCons ship shows. The classical music, although wonderful, does somewhat interrupt the focus as we're journeying on through. So we'll have an opportunity now to take the ships out and see what we can see beyond that. Let's go to the terminal and see what we can hire out. Again, these projections, these holographic projections, I do wish in certain respects, the music wasn't too overbearing, but alas, this is indeed the atmosphere that defines some of these impressive ship shows. Excitable people must have quite a bit of caffeine and lots of coffee to keep on going. Top the podiums there. Do like the Invictus ship show here with the Blue Dome and the Hercules ships from Crusader Industries situated above the Ironclad Assault, the various Cutlass and the Clipper. A very, very business orientated ship solution. So let's see what's available to hire here. The Crusader A1, a C1 Spirit, again an impressive spacecraft. But we've got the Mercury Star Runner. An intent for Focus Frontiers Focus is to acquire the Mercury Star Runner and upgrade it. The Mercury Star Runner, a excellent solution, and we do hope to acquire that with our first focus in ship design, ship acquisition. So let's go ahead with some of these, although some of them we've had. And some of them are indeed part of the Crusader Industries. So let's see what we can hire. But definitely the Mercury Star Runner, something we want to acquire. The Starlifter, the C2 Starlifter. Did we read this? Let's read that one as well. Although these are available, and it's the C2. So we've got the various. Well, we've got a whole range of Crusader Industries ships that we've rented. So we have the we've got the majority of the Crusader Industries ships. The Hercules Starlifter. When we progress from the Mercury Star Runner, which is indeed something. It's such an impressive ship, especially the server room, the recuperation room. You could sit down and read as you quantum drive through or land on a planet and just absorb the ambience of the server room. In that particular room, the resting room or recreation room. So I'm sure we acquired these, but let's go ahead and confirm the rental. So we've got quite a lot of very available ships that we've acquired. The C1 Spirit. This Frontier has flown the C1 Spirit at some presentations. But here we have the whole range of the Crusader Industries classic ships. These ships obviously we've used are available, but the finale, where the final day, allowing you to fly all the ships available, is something that we're looking forward to. The opportunity to upgrade. We'll be doing some tasking as well. That's part of the journey. But let's see. Now we've got Hall 3 and Hall 4, Hall 1 and Hall 2 that we've had a look at. Again, journey in ambience and wonder as we catch the light to experience the solitude and spaces that define the verse. Well, since we've rented these ships, let's go on and have a final browse at the perhaps the Ironclad Assault. There's numerous presentations on the Ironclad. There's also the additional ship that we haven't looked at. In the previous session we had a look at the Clipper. There we are in the Corsair. Let's have a look. Okay, such is the continued fidelity that marks the essence and style of various ship philosophies, especially when it comes to Drake Interplanetary. There's certainly no nonsense, and their focus is function, a little over aesthetics. That's light. Close the ramp. Conduits, the spaces. Certainly very, very detailed. As the engineering, well, this is a uniquely accessible engineering space. You can see with every iteration these spaces are growing, getting better with increased fidelity, interactivity, and fire simulation to engineering now, until such time as we reach a state where full interactivity is enabled. To certainly ensure that you're protected. This is more alien-esque style, trucker style space journeys. Perhaps the Nostromo or the Nebuchadnezzar style, but again, these mechanisms that open and close are certainly different compared to the sleekly designed additional systems. We even have a lever system for your various levels. Let's go to the roof. This is certainly something to consider. Oh, fortunately, well, the question is, we've fortunately fallen through, and the Corsair has trapped us in the lift shaft. And again, the Corsair design aesthetic. It is, again, uniquely part of Drake Interplanetary's signature style of functionality without the style. But again, this is an excellent mix of both aesthetics in terms of what a ship ought to be in many instances: functional, accessible, and ready to commence the work schedules that you're prepared to commit when you go into the verse. Well, it looks like we're stuck in here. I doubt whether we will manage to get out of this predicament. In an exceptional Corsair doesn't want us to leave. Perhaps that's a sign that our intentions are to acquire the Corsair. I doubt whether we will succeed in getting out of here. Well, we've glitched into oh, success. And we weren't crushed. Thank you very much for allowing us to continue. So the roof, so it must be a spectacular sight, landing on some of those scenes over perhaps in Hurston, Microtech, just sitting there sipping your verse Java and looking out beyond the horizon with your Corsair, tasking and ready for the heavy detail and operations that the verse is known for, the exceptional Corsair. Let's go ahead to the bridge. Okay, each ship has its design aesthetic, and the Corsair has this excellent design aesthetic that lends itself to a mixture of the sleek designs and on the border of aesthetics, coupled with actual clickable buttons, interfaces, screens that are more tactile, meaning that it dispenses with the overly designed approaches and brings one into the reality of verse business that is fraught with danger and intrigue. Well, this is the also spectacular depth in detail. So the engineering is particularly impressive, especially the central column, with all the appropriate fuses and necessary engineering elements that are now a critical stage in ensuring the functionality of your spacecraft. I do like the Corsair, a very impressive display. Oh, again. Some spectacular Armstrong moments await in our journeys with the Corsair. But we've rented the Crusader Industries ships, although those Crusader Industries ships have been flown and tested. We hope to continue the journey. And what we'll do is when the final day arrives, and the last opportunity to fly everything. So we'll definitely take the Corsair, the Clipper, fly the Ironclad, and the Cutlass. A homage to the exceptional business end of dealing with the debate-ending solutions at Drake Interplanetary are known for. Well, let's journey on through. Well, this concludes our exploration, more so, of some of the ships. We'll revisit the DefenseCon once again and have a look at more bridges, spaces, as we absorb the eloquence, the detail, and the rather rebellious Drake Interplanetary ships that are here, as we have a look and experience once more the subtleties and defining statements that are made by various factions, companies, and designs that make up the unmistakable, highly engrossing verse. Well, this about concludes our journey, so let's head on out. Yes, it's rather unfortunate that we don't have the opportunity to turn off the music. In certain instances, kind of interferes with the ability to experience the spacecraft. But again, you have the opportunity to take them out in the dark.
Mark your calendars now. At DefenseCon 2957, Drake will unleash the Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken coming next year. Very impressive spacecraft. Yeah, it's good to get away from that
This year's party is only getting started. It's never too early to get
heavy racket, especially the metal, but the classical music is more so more of a favourite of Focus Frontier. Let's head on down to the convention centre and get some air out in the temperate spaces in Area 18. Make sure we acquire some keepsakes for DefenseCon. We'll actually do that now. Make sure that we have that for prosperity. Drake Interplanetary. Tumbril. We've got the jeeps as well to acquire. Some program rides would be quite fun to actually open the program and get some details, a fully interactive booklet. They have, specifically like the lore books in the Elder Scrolls series. So, let's acquire some of these items here. Well, hopefully this has been a journey in the Everyday Heroes DefenseCon 2956. We will endeavour to make sure that we take out the spacecraft, the ships that we've missed, and really test them, explore them, look at every nook and space that allows us to take full view of the exceptional array in spacecraft that are on offer in these remarkable events that occur, allowing us to experience the verse and the ships that go with them. But let's step out now, take a temperate whiff of Area 18, our corporate air, as we come out for a refresher, reflecting on our little journey here into and through the DefenseCon, examining spaces and moments that make up the verse. Let's take a seat and really take this is another spectacular scene from the DefenseCon all the way to this city-covered planet. It really has those mama moments, those moments into which you get that goosebumpy sense of excitability. That moment where the sensory overload occurs as we look out and upon the skyline in the distance at this city-covered planet, and have a moment's silence as we breathe the temperate air and experience the ambience outside here in Area 18. Well, this about concludes our journey here. We'll return with hiring more ships, but we'll make sure that we get on and conclude with the exploration of the Drake interplanetary ships that we have. But for now, we're concluding the session. Musk's SpaceX is launching the version 3 of Starship 12. And that's happening shortly at the time. This is in the evening of the 22nd of May. So we're waiting, ready to watch the rocket do an orbital test, a low Earth orbit test. But from one reality, one space domain to the other. Let's continue the journey, and we'll resume as we test the ships in various locations in around the verse. Well, this concludes our journey here today. This is Cutlass Frontier welcoming everybody aboard, and hopes everybody had a journey as we explored some of the ships. For now, and until next time, we'll continue on with explorations following this presentation as we explore and land some of the Crusader Industries ships and various ships that come available through the rental process. But for now, and until next time, this is Cutlass Frontier, hoping you've enjoyed this rather quick tour of the continued hauls in DefenseCon. Stay inspired, be safe and productive, most importantly, as we conclude and finish the session. Until next time, this is Cutlass Frontier, continuing the journey. Remain inspired, and goodbye for now.